So guys, Hugo the Savage, the Aftermath Backlash 2025, small light review show. Shouldn't be here too long because just like Backlash, there's not much to talk about. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Before we get started, obviously you saw the 10 bell salute. Big up Akeem, big up Morris. RIP, the legendary Sabu. Um, yeah, man. I don't even know what to say in them kind of situations and that because a lot of the things I don't really believe. But listen, I hope his family's okay. I hope his close friends are okay. And I hope the tried and true dedicated fans to Sabu are okay as well, man. But like that, man. He was Sabu was a G, bro, and he's passed away at the age of 60. This is obviously not today. It was previously yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning. But um, we had come off the back of doing Backlash. I didn't want to do a separate video on it. But yeah, man, 60 years old is crazy, bro. Like he's part of that. He's part of that crew, man, of legends and stuff like that. And as soon as you think of Sabu, you think of hardcore wrestling, the ECW, man, putting his body on the line. And very strange to me because when it popped up that he passed away, I was a bit confused because I only just watched his retirement match with Marty Janela. Joey Janela. That was like, I don't even want to misquote, but I saw it after it happened, so probably about a week ago. So then I was a bit confused on it. Now, obviously, I always have the same belief in that, like, if it's not my family, then how somebody dies is not really relevant unless it's gonna save somebody else's life. So it's not really important to find out what happened in that such. But I'm sure news will come out at some point. And then, you know what I mean. But when I think like when someone's passed away, it's not really time to do the news gossip and all that stuff. All I want to say is, man's a legend. I think, oh yeah, I just realized as well that's what I was thinking because I'm not joking about watching that match, but I was like, I swear I saw him like very similar, like close, like not long ago, but it was the Backlash night when I was going through that clip keeps coming up of him and Vince McMahon in it when he's like, when he's like, we're in Afghanistan. Oh man, fucking Vince, bro. That's a clip and a half, that man. If you haven't seen that, try find it online. Just put Sabu on like Instagram or TikTok or something like that. It's definitely gonna come up, bro. But that Vince McMahon clip is so funny, bro. Anyway, um, yeah, man. RIP Sabu, man. Like, listen. As again, no speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised if that last match. If anyone watched that match, uh, put it this way: whatever legendary status Sabu is known for in being hardcore in the ring, he did all of that up until his last match. Like blood, gut, everything, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's probably a lot for someone's body to go through. 60 to me is not an old age at all. Like when I was a little kid, 60 years old seemed like they were like 90, like they seemed proper old. 60 in 2025 is like 40 now. You know what I mean? Like people take care of themselves more and stuff like that. But when it comes to Sabu and it comes to the wrestlers of that age, you have to understand like Sabu's and like The Rock and Triple H and all that, they're not that far away from in age. I know it seems like they are by looking at them, but they're really not that far in age, and Goldberg and all that. Like I think Goldberg might be, yeah, they're all like within like 5 to 7 years of each other. But when you look at some of them, you're like, damn, some of these look, and obviously it takes a toll on your body, and with people like Sabu and Mick Foley, and I've always worried about CTE with them people because yeah, obviously we know you can't test for CT until the person's passed away. Or hopefully they make some, um, I don't know, make some leaps and bounds in science where they can do that because definitely Sabu and Mick Foley. That, like I'm almost 90% sure that some kind of CT will take place. I just hope it doesn't manifest itself in like an aggressive way or anything like that because they seem like great guys. But yeah, well, I said that 60 is not old, but in wrestling, 60 is old if you come from a certain era. Don't get me wrong, when Roman Reigns and all that get to 60, they're still going to seem like they're probably 35, but like it won't seem that old because science has changed and the wellness policy in wrestling's changed, and you know what I mean, the steroids and drugs and all that stuff is not allowed in that anymore. So I'm sure that those guys, but for the previous ones, the ones who weren't smart, with no disrespect to them. People like somebody like The Rock is a smart guy. You know what I mean? Like he's if you go back and watch The Rock's matches throughout the years and that, you're not seeing The Rock on the top rope. You're not seeing The Rock falling off a Hell in the Cell. You're not seeing The Rock taking chair shots without him trying to cover his head with his hand. You know what I mean? And then you got some of them who, with all due respect, when I was growing up, I loved them for it, and when I got older, I appreciated them more for it. They wanted it to give the fans so much that they went all out. You know what I mean? I'm not covering my face for a chair shot. Give me the chair shot, and I respect it. But now I'm older, and I realize that one, their legacy doesn't mean as much as everyone thinks it does because this modern day wrestling's pissing on everyone's legacy. Two, asking me as an adult, would I be fine not seeing Mick Foley take those chair shots to the face? Or this guy jump off that? I mean, Morris just mentioned Jeff Hardy. Would I have been fine? Listen, them moments live deep in it. So, like, we just did a TLC WrestleMania watch along the other day. Would the TLC match have been what it was if they weren't putting the bodies on the line? No, it probably wouldn't have been. It probably wouldn't have been, but that's one match. These lot were doing it week in, week out, and that's why sometimes it's like save the pinnacle for WrestleMania if you're gonna put on a show. The only people from this modern day you gotta worry about is people like Darby Allin. Like people like Darby Allin, and I love the guy. Like I hope that nothing bad ever happens to him. But every time I watch him, I'm like, yo, I don't know if you're gonna make it at all, bro. Like I don't like forget being old. Something seems like it might happen to you live on a wrestling show. I think at one point we had that Darby Allin move off the big ladder when he fell through the pane of glass. And then he landed on the stairs. And when I went to AEW All In, he did the coffin drop on a coffin, hit the back of his head. And then he was talking about training for Mount Everest while he was doing all this match in AEW. And then he got hit by a bus while he was training. And he does the skateboarding stuff. I'm like, brother, again, you're a grown man, and I respect every man's decision. So you're living on the edge a little bit, but it's worrying on it. And obviously, when you're a wrestling fan, you care about whether you like the wrestlers or like the wrestlers' characters. I would assume, I could be wrong. You lot might not care. I do. I do care about the wrestlers. I do. So you get me. It's one of those ones, but it's weird, man. Wrestlers deserve the most respect in terms of in acting. Most actors don't do their own stunts in it, and even when an actor says they do their own stunts, that doesn't mean they do all of their own stunts. I mean, everyone's not Jackie Chan. You know what I mean? Everyone's not Keanu Reeves. Everyone's not, well, Tom Cruise. But even then, you know what I mean? They got these stunt actors. That's why I said stunt actors should be at the Oscars. They should get awards for what they do because it's absolutely crazy setting themselves on fire, throwing them through car windows and all that. It's madness, man. But yeah, Hakeem, I agree, man. The older you get, you literally appreciate what these people do and how hard it is, man. Like I don't know if you like realize. Again, I'm not talking down to people because I don't know what everyone's done in their life. But if you're a wrestling fan and you got the time, just for fun, like one day, just take yourself down to like a wrestling ring and just run the ropes. That's all I'm asking you to just run the ropes. Don't do anything else. Run the ropes. Take a bump without anyone doing the move. You just take a flat bump and do that for 10 minutes. And you'll realize very quick that, you know what? I know I said that he was shit, but he is shit in terms of, but that's cold, bro, because this shit hurts, bro. This shit hurts so much, bro. Running the ropes for the first time, I assumed that them ropes were like, not like elastic bands and that, bro. And I knew that they had. Yeah, I know that the ropes are like they were wire tied with like sellotape, like that color of the rope you see is tape in it. So I always assumed that like before that I saw that I thought it was like some kind of bungee cord, like what you get when you do a bungee jump. But it's not, bro. It's not at all, bro. And then I start thinking about the women. Obviously, it's not a sexist thing and that, bro, but just naturally, and they're less strength than men. I just worry about their little bodies and that, bro. Like, it's like, yo, it's crazy. But hey, you live and you learn, man. You live and you learn, bro. R.I.P. Sabu, man. Every time, it's never nice for these situations. And funny enough, it feels like it happens quite frequent with these wrestlers passing away. It's actually way less frequent than it was before. Do you remember that period we had around like from like 2005 till about 2020, where it just 2020 is probably a stretch. About 2005 to like 2016, 15, that 10 years, man, where it just felt like people were dying all the time, and every time you check their age, all of them were like 45. Do you remember that? Like, there was a period, and then I'll never forget that I watched the video is probably still on YouTube. Actually, I don't know what it's called, but it was like wrestlers who had passed away at the time, and it was a long video, and all it is like some sad music. The picture would pop up of the wrestler and give you like how they died next to it. And bro, I can't even. Nearly every single wrestler on there just said heart attack, heart failure, drugs, heart attack, heart failure, drugs. I couldn't believe it. I was like, raw. Like these lot were going through so much pain in the 80s and stuff. Just paracetamols and alcohol, bro. Paracetamols and alcohol, steroids as well, obviously, enlarging your organs. So I know we're here to talk about Backlash, but Backlash is rubbish, bro. So, and I said I'll give you a show for an hour, well, just under an hour. So crazy when you think about it, man. But big up to those wrestlers. R.I.P. Sabu. R.I.P. everyone, man. Anyway, it's all okay when you're young, but once you get to a certain age, you need to change stuff up. Yeah. Of course, man. Of course. You know, I mean, people like AJ Styles and all that, bro. Change your style up, man. That's why, like, I know they're my favorite wrestlers and that, bro, but all of my favorite wrestlers seem to be the smart ones, which tells me that you don't need to do the over the top stuff to get anywhere. You know what I mean? Like Undertaker went through how many hip replacements and knee replacements and all that, and Undertaker's style wasn't even that bad. Realistically, it's not that bad at all. But obviously, he's a big guy. But I'm telling you, bro, all I'm letting you lot know is every time you see Roman, he looks fine. I know he had the illness in real life, but I'm talking about every time you see Roman, he looks top condition. Every time you see The Rock, he looks in top condition. I'm just letting you know, bro. Like Roman learned from The Rock very quick. Not face to face, not oh yo, Dwayne, how'd you do this? He didn't need to do that. I don't even think they're that close like that, but just watch him. I noticed that he ain't really doing all of a sudden Roman. You think it's a coincidence that there ain't no Roman on the top rope and there ain't no Rock on the top rope. There ain't no Roman taking chair shots. Where does Roman take his chair shots? To the back, innit? He ain't taking no head chair shots, boy. I know they tried to ban him and that, but they ain't even attempting it. So here's what it is. But anyway, Backlash. I put the card up there not because I really want to go through everything one by one, but we can. We've had time to I would like to say we've had time to watch it, sleep on it, dwell on it, refresh, get rid of the emotion so we can talk about it. But realistically, I don't think anyone did dwell on it. I feel like we finished the stream and nobody give a damn about Backlash after that. So this ain't the order in what the card was in, but this is just the order that I think I've got the numbers in, and it's what I did in the first place. So we got Becky versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental title. Obviously, Lyra won this match, retained her title, which is good. Still needs to build that character up a little bit more, but it did seem like the fans started to appreciate her a little bit more in the ring. Need to definitely work on that storytelling and her character, though, because she can't just be firing wings, and you get me, legs and wings, bro. It's crazy. She's not KFC bucket. Becky's Becky, and like you guys already know, like when it comes to character, I'm not really a fan of Becky's character, but I do like Becky as a person, and I do think she's a good wrestler. Some stuff are, some. In fact, with Becky, I feel like she can put more intent into certain things. I don't think she's a bad wrestler at all, but there's certain punches or that little kick she does when she puts you in the corner and she like jumps up and fly kicks you in the chest, and that's a bit weird. Like I just noticed those kind of things, and the disarmer doesn't look that brutal when she could just make it look brutal by doing the same thing. So, um, reflecting on this match, the match was really good. I feel like there was a lot of technical wrestling in it, and it told its own story because in the build-up they were talking about how Lyra had went to Becky and been trained by her. The only problem in this is all the Bailey stuff and all that stuff around it doesn't really add to the story, and wrestler fans are not stupid. So when Becky's saying all these things are, I went away and the first thing you did was try cozy up to Bailey. All of us wrestling fans know that she's cozied up to Bailey with like 2 weeks till WrestleMania. It's not like she was in Bailey's corner the whole time. And also, you've been on a roster with Bailey for the past 3 years or whatever. So you saying that Bailey took your opportunities and done all of this stuff, we know it's not believable. You've been on the roster with Bailey. Why don't you do something about it then? You know what I mean? You can't have that much animosity for somebody, but you walk past them every day. So we ain't gonna do that. The way the match finished, and obviously, guys, you have to take into account like when I'm watching these shows because I know the thing's going to be terrible. I'm trying to just involve myself. I'm trying to engage and be there on it. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live it out because otherwise, you're just going to get a boring stream from me. So certain things that might seem like I was excited about on the day, now I've sat on it. I'm like, okay, now I have to add the context of stories and that. Before, when it gets to the pay per view, I'll just add the context of the pay per view because there's no point once you've got the same. I did the same thing for WrestleMania, so I know this wasn't Lyra's fault. Well, it was her fault. I think everyone can take accountability in this, apart from the referee. First of all, I'll say there was too many, and I think Morris mentioned it in the chat, and I've mentioned it since she started using the move. I can't tell wrestlers what to do in it, but the manhandle slam, it just because her moves don't look intense enough. The manhandle slam doesn't look like some move that can put you away. It doesn't look like how the rock bottom's been put emphasis on it. It just looks like a uranagi or something like that. So for me, there was too much of that in the match, and we're gonna have this theme all the way through the show where there was too much kicking out of everyone's finishers. So yeah, I didn't really like that. Now, just before Becky got put away, she did a little headbutt poke to the face of Lyra. She definitely crashed on Lyra's nose and Lyra felt it. Now, this is the part where I don't have I have criticism to it, but I'm not a wrestler and I don't know how it feels to be in the middle of a match, get headbutted, crack my nose, and have to like roll somebody up. But it didn't look good. It didn't look good. Like it made Becky look weak. Now I actually assumed, silly me, because I'm thinking obviously Lyra's a babyface, but because they were so close to the rope when the pinfall happened, I was assuming that something else was going to happen there. But then I was like, well, okay, Lyra's not going to pull the rope. From the video that we saw and how they did it, it made it look like Lyra beat Becky with one hand. I mean, it didn't make it look like she did. She rolled her up with one arm, and one arm was on Becky's leg, and one arm was fixing her nose, like, my nose. Do you know how disrespectful that is? I know she didn't do it on purpose. It naturally happens, and it's like I remember that time when, was it Sin Cara, or I think it was Sin Cara, he dislocated his fingers, and everyone was talking about, oh man, stop being a pussy. Why? How can you cancel the match? Have you not dislocated your finger? Try dislocating your finger and slap someone. Never mind finishing a match. But she literally rolled up with one hand. Like listen, I don't want to crash on her too much. I thought the match was good. I thought the story's all right. I guess they tried to do their best with it. But yeah, it made it look very weak. It looked like Lyra could like if you want the internet to have a bit of fun, take that same clip of Lyra doing a rubbing her eye, and then just go to AI and say replace Lyra's hand with a makeup brush, with a mirror, suntan screen, like do anything, replace it with a tennis racket. It's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look like she's being disrespectful, and obviously she wasn't. But that was the end to that match. I think it finished in the right way in terms of who kept the title and won the title. But yeah, the finish was a bit dead. Miro, listen, I'm not gonna block you in that because it's not that time. It's not, but don't spam the chat in it, especially spamming the chat with stupidness. Like engage in the conversation in the chat, speak to everyone in the chat, but don't be keep just throwing random wrestlers and names in the chat and that, brother. And Rhea Ripley versus whoever. It's a bit strange, like it's very strange. You might have to go touch grass or something. I'm fed up of this shit, man. It's weird, bro. Like man out here on a Monday morning and stuff like that. Man, I just spam in the chat. Go touch some grass and do some push-ups, man. Anyway, Morris is right. Terrible manhandle slam. Get rid of that shit. Not too much to say on this, man. The Starbucks championship, innit? The Al Americano Grande Cappuccino Latte. Listen, very easy to get through this one. The match was good. Dominic's getting better in the ring. There's still something about this is not a criticism of Dom because this is just what I like in it. But it is my channel, so I just thought I'd voice it. Some of you might not agree. Dominic's a really good wrestler. He is, and he actually was better in this match than I've seen him in a while. He's a bit flimsy in it. And when I say that doesn't mean if me and Dominic had a wrestling match, he couldn't pick me up and body slam me and stuff like that. I'm saying like he looks flimsy because he's way taller than his dad, and he's got like that kind of gear on, which is supposed to be tight, but then he doesn't have much muscle. He doesn't have much muscle definition either. So he's very yes, he's fighting Penta, so it's not a problem. But I think anyone else he fights, I'm gonna expect that person should beat him just by the way he looks. It's not his fault. It's just life, innit? But I do like Dom. Um, I'll say this, and I was worried about Penta when he came in. I made a video on him and Ray. I said that within weeks they'll be fighting the Judgment Day or LWO, and they did. They did. So thanks WWE for the stereotype. I knew that was going to happen. The AAA takeover, that's probably going to have something to do with it soon. They'll probably bring in more luchas and stuff like that. Penta's cold in it. There's something about Penta. The theme music goes off, the entrance. He looks cool. If I was a kid, now I think he's cool, but if I was a kid, I'd because I used to like Psychosis and that when I was a kid, and Ray, I would have loved him as a kid. So I can see why everyone loves him. Great in the ring. But I feel like what's happening is you have to take out your mind that WWE is the big leagues in it. So you can be the guy in a smaller pond. Usually when you're a guy in a smaller pond and come to WWE, you kind of end up mid card. You don't always end up to the top of the card. Like Cody Rhodes is a rare example of somebody leaving the other brand, going straight to the top of this card like instantly. So once you accept that and you accept that Penta will be a mid card wrestler, and he'll probably be a mid card wrestler for the rest of his life in the WWE. It's not a problem though. Everyone doesn't need to be champion. Razor Ramon didn't win a title. All right, so everyone doesn't need to be champion. Some of my favorite wrestlers. I don't know if you want to count tag teams as mid card. I guess you would, although it's not really their fault. But some of my favorite wrestlers were mid card wrestlers as well. You know what I mean? So it is what it is with Penta. But this match finished with Al Americano getting involved. When I might do a video on like stuff that WWE should change, but the Judgment Day they don't even bother to like creep up on people anymore. They just come out and the ref first thing he did is try to send everybody away, but then Finn came back. And then he does this thing when he jumps on the apron, and then I know this has been happening from the beginning of the time. It happens on the game. That's how much it's embedded in wrestling. But the way Finn was acting like a petulant child on the ring apron after the ref had already sent people away, for Al Americano to sneak up, headbutt, or push Penta and then headbutt him because he's got the metal plate under his mask. Yes, they didn't make Penta look weak because it was a weapon essentially, but he looked petulant from Finn. It's making the referees look stupid. And why do we have authority figures like Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis if they don't actually add authority to the show anymore? They're just there to make matches. We don't need them. We might as well bring back the laptop. So, Bill Gary said Backlash was solid. Yeah, I think Backlash wrestling matches were solid, but Backlash as a whole, kind of another meaty pay per view to be honest. But we'll continue. The only thing I'd say is Al Americano with the headbutt with the metal plate. One, the head if you got a metal plate underneath your mask and you headbutt somebody, because surely that would hurt you as well, innit? Second of all, why would he need to put a metal plate there to sneak attack somebody when you're not meant to be there anyway? So it wouldn't matter if you came out with a baseball bat or a chair. Would it make a difference? He's not in the match. If he was in the match, it makes sense to have the plate. If you're not in the match, why are you dressed up in a singlet when you're not going to wrestle? That's weird. Should just have your regular clothes on with the mask so you can't be revealed. And you don't need to do that. But hey, that's just my logic in it. That's just my logic. But Dom retained. I knew this was going to happen. Like we were 3 weeks removed from WrestleMania. I wasn't expecting everyone to lose their title. So the match that pissed me off more than any other match, and judging by the fans, judging by the Demon team in the chat, there's 3 parties involved in this match: Michael Cole, Gunter, and Pat McAfee. Everything I'm about to say doesn't have any bearing on Pat McAfee. None of this is his fault. And I actually think Pat McAfee is cold. And I actually rate the fact that you're not a wrestler and you can get in the ring and still look decent. You know what I mean? You don't look terrible in the. This match was bad from the booking in the first place, but we allowed the booking because what did we all say in the preview? Big up Scooby. If Gunter goes in there and just smokes him, we don't get the booking's fine in it. You basically just taught a man a lesson. I'm still Gunter in it. Don't get it twisted. I lost to Jay, but Jay's a wrestler, bro. You are a commentator and another commentator, bro. So there should be no problems. Now, the first problem was the match went on for so long, but I kind of gathered they had three hours plus, and they were wasting time because Triple H only decided to put 5 matches on. And I'm fine with 5 matches, but for another pay per view in a row, just like WrestleMania, no backstage segments again. So they had to waste time. And how did they waste time? In the most obvious way. Like if I paid money for this event, I'd be pissed. In the most obvious way possible, they had gone to do a move, walk around the ring, laugh at him. Do a move, walk around the ring, laugh at him. Get serious, slap the shit out of him. Then let Pat McAfee get the upper hand. Then he'd have to slap him down again. Pat McAfee gets back, slap him down again. Pat McAfee hits him with a super kick. Now I got to get you back. Pat McAfee slaps him and then puts him in a headlock. Oh yeah, now I got to powerbomb him. Ridiculous. Then you had Michael Cole step out from commentary. Now the problem I had with Michael Cole, I get it's a story. All of a sudden, Pat McAfee means more to Michael Cole than anyone on the roster, even though Michael Cole's been there our whole lives. Second of all, we've seen women in wrestling be attacked. We're talking in the confines of kayfabe. We've seen women be attacked in wrestling. We've seen like, bro, it's ridiculous. Michael Cole never gets up to help anyone. People get put in front. People get put through a table in front of him week in, week out. He doesn't do anything. He steps back, still calls the play. He watched the whole bloodline get involved. First, yeah, get it, bloodline rules match and that. But either way, he watched the bloodline come out over and over again, get involved in matches, watch Roman win, distract people and stuff. Cries his eyes out at WrestleMania about how much he loves Cody. And yeah, it means so much to him and that. But anytime Cody was in trouble, you didn't help him. You didn't help Cody at Elimination Chamber when they turned on him. You didn't even try. But all of a sudden in this match, Michael Cole wants to get up. He wants to get up. He wants to be the cheerleader for Pat McAfee. Then this is the worst part. Then Pat McAfee goes to try and do a move on. Goes tries to do a move on Pat McAfee, and Michael Cole grabs the leg of Gunter. He grabs the leg. That's cheating. Like you're Gunter's the heel. That's cheating, bro. I don't understand. We had parts in this where it looked like Pat McAfee was going to do the worst, like he was going to actually win the match. And then when the match does finish eventually, when he gets, bear in mind, not only did he get choked out, power bombed, slapped, he got put in a Boston Crab in the middle of the ring. In the middle of the ring. Then he dragged himself to the rope. Then Gunter dragged him back into the middle of the ring and he didn't tap out. He had to pass out. Pat McAfee. Brother, hear what I'm saying, innit? Gary, you're saying that Pat McAfee showed heart, that might be the angle. The angle's stupid. Tell you what, the angle's stupid. Pat McAfee showed heart and lasted that long in a Boston Crab in the middle of the ring with nowhere to go. In getting choked out, he didn't tap. But Gunter gets put the same chokehold on him by Jay, and he taps within 7 seconds, bro. Logically, now Pat McAfee looks stronger than Gunther, blood. Pat McAfee went out on his shield, basically saying that, like, yo, you tapped. Remember, the whole thing has been you tapped out, the crowd were cheering. Even when Michael Cole was running his mouth, he was like, oh, it's not my fault you tapped out. That's what it was over and over again. He tapped out. And then all of a sudden, this geezer passes out because he's not willing to tap. He's a commentator, bro. He's a pundit. His whole point was just to defend Michael Cole. I don't understand that anyone's making an excuse for this match. It's silly, bro. The angle, fair enough. Like, I don't think the angle's silly because it's an angle. Like that's what you do in wrestling. But the execution of this angle is diabolical and it's damn right outrageous, bro. What are we talking about? You are the same people that moaned about Travis Scott getting involved, but you're okay with Pat McAfee? Same level? I'm letting you know if Cardi B comes to SummerSlam and pins Bailey, if Cardi B comes to SummerSlam and Rhea Ripley tries to put her in a riptide and she reverses it into a spinning DDT or something, have the same energy. Have the same energy, bro. This ain't a Bad Bunny thing when they're telling us for weeks he's been in the training center, bro. What we doing here, bro? This is the take away all of the legends that not the legends, but take away the class above in it. CM Punk, Roman, Seth, that they're cemented in it. The next in line, Gunter's the top of it, bro. Gunter, Braun Breaker, everybody. That's the next in line, bro. He was the champion 3 weeks ago, and now he's fighting commentators, and he can't beat them easy. You know what happened 2 weeks before WrestleMania? He fought Axiom and couldn't beat him easy. You know what? You know what I saw Dragunov go through to beat Gunter. The pain, the anguish, the flipping. Oh my god, bro! H bomb after H bomb through tables, running torpedoes. But Gunter can't beat. All right, man. You know what? For all you like that say it's entertaining, I'm glad that you had fun. Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna say. I'm never gonna tell a wrestling fan how to think in it. I'm just tell you how I think. It's my channel, and I want to speak in it. So it's called Savage Talks Wrestling, bro. But I'm letting you like know. Keep the same energy. For all you like that thought it's entertaining to what's going to run around like a pussy against a commentator. Just knowing it. I don't want to hear no more moaning about anything. In fact, the people who think that don't moan if Tiffany Stratton just loses her title willy nilly, like it don't matter. Don't moan if Lyra loses her title to Julia. Don't moan if Zelina Vega loses her title to like some random off NXT. Don't moan if flipping John Cena loses to Tozawa. Don't moan. You know why? Because all the people I just mentioned are professional wrestlers. This person, the commentator, bro. And just to end it, for the cherry on top of the cake, mutual respect. Mutual respect, the dreaded mutual respect. What are they doing with Gunter? Gunter, shake Cody's hand. Gunter, Luster, shake Randy's hand. Oh, give him a sign of acknowledgement for what? Did you not see how Gunter treated him? Brother, if this was the story of they just exchanged words and Pat McAfee made some comment like, listen, man, I can beat you. I reckon I can beat you. I reckon I could hang with you. And then Gunter won, and he wanted to show him some acknowledgement, and he was a baby face. Fine, but the reason why this match happened is because Gunter choked him out. Why would Pat McAfee all be proud of? Oh my god, he nodded his head at me. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh my god, it's absolutely amazing. Like, oh my god, that's amazing. I love that, man. He nodded his head at me. He nodded his head at me. That's a great sign of approval. That's beautiful stuff. Fuck off. Fuck off, man. You know, this is what keeps happening with Gunter. He talks complete shit about people before the match. That's why I'm glad that with him and Jay, he just rolled out the ring because he blooded Jim. I swear to God, WrestleMania would have, if he had shook Jay's hand after what he did to Jimmy, would have been crazy, bro. Before he fought Randy, he was talking about his lineage and all these things about his family. Oh my god! Again, if you guys enjoy it, I'm very happy for you, bro. Because Morris said sometimes you need to put yourself in. Uh, Sometimes you need to put yourself in the. I'm guessing someone like the shoes of Pat McAfee. If you got a chance to face Gunther, you wouldn't want to be made to have a chance to win or at least win. You wouldn't want to, or you would want. I think you're saying you would want to be in it. No, I'm not putting myself in the shoes of Pat McAfee. What are you talking about? This is not real, bro. Well, what? I don't. What? It's got nothing to do with Pat McAfee, bro. That's why you got bookers. What we? I don't. Please explain what you mean, bro. Because if you're trying to say that, oh, the shoes of Pat McAfee is like I get a chance to fight someone like Gunter, and and he's a big rep because I know Pat McAfee is a massive wrestling fan. He even brought himself a wrestling ring to train and stuff like that. Please explain what you mean on it, because at the end of the day, it's wrestling, bro. It's wrestling, bro. You would. I'm saying, wouldn't you want to not get packed up by Gunter? No, bruv. It's wrestling. What are you talking about? He's not. You know that like a commentator can't get buried by a wrestler because he's not a wrestler, bro. What the fuck are you, bro? This is, you know, I'm a massive wrestling fan. If they said, Savage, we got a role for you at wrestling, and I'm like, what is it? Ah, Tozawa's gonna mash you up. Let Tozawa mash me up, bro. Let Tozawa, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna sell the shit out of it so everyone remembers. Remember the way Savage sold that getting mashed up by Tozawa? It's not real, bro. This is not. If it's UFC, I don't want to get packed up by John Jones, but he's probably gonna pack me up. But I'm gonna try to kick his shin off or something, bro. It's not to get cemented in wrestling. You don't need to win to be cemented in wrestling. You don't even need to make it look like you're gonna win. Just do something that is memorable. Like I can't do the thing of being in Pat McAfee's shoes, but you don't have the same energy for actual wrestlers. None of you not moan about Tozawa week in, week out, getting mashed up every week. None of you not moan about Otis made it look like a chump when he's that big, bro. None of you moan about Natalia not getting a chance on the card to do any moves. Like, none of you not moan about this, but Pat McAfee is a commentator, bro. The fuck, I don't care. You think this? You think I cared about Zach Gowen getting thrown down the stairs by Brock Lesnar? You know why? You know why Zach Gowen doesn't care? Because everyone remembers Zach Gowen, bro. One leg dashed down the stairs, bro. You got to do the little thing with Sable and she slapped him. You think anyone cares? No. Bro. What? I tell you what's happening. Everyone is forgetting what pro wrestling is, bro. It ain't real, bro. I agree. I agree with that comment. The match was bad. He's supposed to be so irate that he lost to Jay that the next opponent he has, he should absolutely murder them. And I started this comment with, that's why when Morris said I need to step in the shoes of Pat McAfee, no, I don't. Because I started the comment with, this is not about against any of the wrestlers, bro. The only thing I can comment on wrestlers about is their promo skills and what they do in the ring if they make mistakes and all that, or if he looks weak. Everything else, it's booked for them. So that's why I also take it out creative. Because I can't. Well, now I'm thinking like I can't believe they're gonna show us this Netflix show with this kind of creating. Like, what the fuck? I'm expecting this Netflix show to be a bunch of people around the table sharing a pack of salt and vinegar crisps because they're all too broke to go and buy some, and then everyone's just throwing brainstorms. What if we get Travis Scott to come out, help John Cena? Yeah, but why? Don't know, mate. But his songs all over our stuff, so we might as well. All right, safe. Yeah, we've had some insight after the match, and people weren't happy about that Travis Scott thing, so probably shouldn't do anything like that again. What do you mean, do anything like that again? Now, the rapper thing and, the cool black guy. All right, so what we're going to do next pay per view then? Well, we're just going to bring out another rapper who's a cool black guy, but the next guy is going to be he's going to be a WWE superstar. Same thing, but it's going to be a WWE superstar. Okay, but do people take him serious? Nah, people kind of take him as a joke still, but oh, so we're just doing the same thing as WrestleMania. Well, yeah, pretty much like two black guys, both rappers. Everyone thinks they're a joke. Should we just do that? Yeah. All right, let's do that. Fucking WWE, bro. Come on, man. You're better than that. We know you're better than that as well. Let's save this one till last. Fatal 4-way. Very good match. Very good match. I can't lie about this one. If I'm correct, did it kick off the show? I think it did. I think it did kick off the show. I think so. Anyway, Fatal 4-way. Damian Priest. All right, for El Campeon. Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Jakob Fatu blood. Not much to say in terms of like it's a Fatal 4-way match, and what I will say is they all did I feel like when you do these smash matches, it's important to let everyone get their moment, whether it's like a minute of offense on and everyone, and they did do that in this match. At some point, everybody got their offenses. The part where I think Drew got loads of like future shot DDTs in and moves there. We had Damon Priest take over, and then South of Heaven, all that. We had LA Knight do his thing, and then jumped on the top rope and all that business, elbow drops and all that stuff. I think at one point he slipped actually, but he continued. And then we had I will say the comeback for Jacob Fatu is actually Watching it is crazy, bro. Like this guy, if I'm correct, didn't he did like a suicide dive, pushed man over the table, then he ran back into the ring full speed, ran up to the top rope, did the moonsault, then dropped it, and done a pop up Samoan drop, brother. I don't. Listen, this geezer needs to be studied. He's not a small guy, bro. He's not a small, lean guy, bro. Like, why does he move that quick, bro? That's a superstar. That's a superstar right there. Like, book him right. That's the superstar. Um, Obviously in this match there was no disqualification and stuff like that. We did get like Solo, and then fucking Corner the Cob come out. Uh, Always gas when someone comes in new and it's in the middle of a match because of an angle. And they did build it from before when they were backstage. I think on SmackDown, and then Solo was trying to tell Jacob like the numbers are wearing thin, like where everyone's out of action, like Tongaloa's injured and Tonka's out, and Tama Tonga's out and Bronson Reed's out. Like we're running low on numbers. Like we need. Now the only thing I didn't get on this is I don't understand why he kept saying we need numbers when there's still Jacob and Solo, but everyone else they're going against is one of them. Like the numbers game, you've still got the advantage. And also, another thing what I didn't like is they brought Corn on the Cob in exactly the way they brought Tongaloa in, like black t-shirt, black track. Like it's either the all black with the trousers and t-shirt or the H&M hoodie. That's you just know there's a Samoan there. I think the only one time I didn't know, well, he wasn't a Samoan, was Rhea Ripley when she came out to help Edge. Apart from that, the same thing. Now, I'm gonna say straight away because I don't have trust in WWE with these people. That was an epic fail. What you did with Corn on the Cob, bro. It was an epic fail simply because nobody in the crowd knew who he was, bro. All they knew is because of the. I'm letting the man know it because I know who he is. Because of his skin color and he had long hair like Roman Reigns, everyone just assumed, okay, I don't know who he is, but he's obviously Samoan, and he's not Samoan. He's not even. He's not part of the bloodline at all. He doesn't even have no. He's not even a descendant of the islands, bro. He ain't Tongan. He ain't Samoan. He's I think if I'm calling the cops from like, isn't he from Guam, blood? I swear he's from Guam and the Philippines or something like. It's a Philippine blood. Man's Manny Pacquiao blood. Is it Samoan Manny Pacquiao? Nah, Morris is not Samoan at all, blood. Look at his face, bro. Look, it doesn't. Yeah, bro, this man is from Guam, blood. It's not. It's not from the islands, bro. I know this for a fact. He ain't no damn Samoan, bro. Nah, you don't know, bro. Come on, man. Don't take the piss. You don't know where Guam is, blood. You know where the Philippines is, though, innit? Yeah, man. No, I think like okay, I'll be fair. He's from Hawaii, but I don't think his parents are like Samoan and so the Rock's from Hawaii, but I think he's from Hawaii. But I'm pretty sure because I remember them talking about this on New Japan before MLW. Like there's his profile. It's like I feel like one parent's from Guam and one's from Philippines, bro. So he ain't Samoan blood. But it doesn't matter in the WWE because as long as you look like Samoan, stereotype, throw them all in there, and it's another big guy. Does make you think though, doesn't it, that when Bronson Reed comes back, what we doing? But like seriously, take away the fact that I love the bloodline on it. Both bloodlines I love them. But you have to think logically now. Tamatonga Tongaloa and Bronson Reed are all gonna come back from injury at some point, bro. There's already Solo and Jacob. And now you've just added Corn on the Cob. Hikuleu's gonna come in at some point. Journey Fatu's gonna come in at some point. Brother, that's 8 people. That's 8 people. Then you've got Roman and the Usos on the roster. That's 12 people. Then you got Sami Uso. Then you got Zilla. That's 14 people. Bro, I know we said about the women's evolution, but I think we should do a Samoan PLE, bro. Not to mention, who are them sisters that follow me on Twitter, blood? The Tongan sisters. They're looking to try and get a WWE contract too. I think the twins tag teams. That's 16 dons, bro. We don't even. This pay per view only had 5 matches, bro. We're gonna need a whole paper. We might have to have a whole show just for Samoans and that for the islands, bro. But anyway, Corn on the Cob came out, helped think he got LA Knight, I think it was. We did have a good spot from Drew McIntyre and Damien Priest. They went off fighting into the crowd. There was a South of Heaven off like the elevated stands where the stairs are for a table. Fun, well, not fun fact. Drew McIntyre actually injured himself there. So when it happened, I was like, oh, pain and all that. But he actually injured himself. Like, apparently his head missed the table in it. So his whole body went through the table, but his head missed the table, which is concrete underneath that. So I don't know how bad it is or anything like that. Hope he's okay. I don't know. Hopefully he's not concussed or anything. But I did like that they did their little spot. The match was a good match, man. Like, it's definitely worth more than SmackDown or anything like that. So, oh, it's good. Well, that's perfect. It's definitely better than like a SmackDown match or anything like that. I think they did a good job. It was right that that Jacob Fatu won the match. I kind of don't like the fact that he got the pin on LA Knight, but I feel like I don't think Triple H is a fan of LA Knight, bro. Because LA Knight should have won the Money in the Bank when Priest won it, and the fans were hot on him then. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think he's going to get to WWE Championship ever at all. I think he's always going to be Intercontinental or US, which, like I said earlier, is fine. Just make it mean something, though, innit? LA Knight's the kind of person that when he had the title, you need to be. And to be fair to Logan Paul, they did do stuff with him and Logan and being at different places and all that stuff. I think there was one where like Logan was in his swimming pool or something like that. But he's LA Knight's the kind of person that his money, bro. Film vignettes with him outside of the company, outside of the arena. Film him anywhere, man. The geezer knows what he's doing. But yeah, Conan the Cobb made his debut, bro. I guess the story's going to be here that Jacob doesn't need any help. You brought this new guy in. I'm not normally intimidated by anyone, but I'm a little bit wary of him because the way he kept looking at him, he didn't want to thank him or anything. He just brushed past both of them. Now it's going to be like, why does Solo keep making calls when I'm not involved? And then Solo's just going to say, listen, I'm the leader, bro. Like, here's what it is. But the only benefit is Jacob's definitely he's gonna be the biggest in the company at one point, and it's gonna be maybe if it's not selling merch and all that, but he will be the biggest in terms of the eyes of the fans. And I just think like you've got too many people from this one family to go across two. Like there's only Raw and SmackDown. You got little Jimmy following around R-Truth most of the time. Jay's the champion. The other three who are injured have got to come back. Luckily Roman's not there all the time. Because it's awkward then, isn't it? Because they need to be together with like it's very awkward being on the same roster and not acknowledging people unless you just move away from it. I seen that Morris just mentioned Rosie, and I remember when back when Rosie was a superhero and stuff, Rikishi was still on the roster. They didn't really interact with each other like that. And obviously The Rock would fight Rosie and they didn't interact with each other like family. But because you've made this a bloodline thing, it's very hard to just veer away from it now, unless someone has a complete character change. But wrestling fans know too much now. So it's kind of, if you're on the roster, yeah, I mean. So when Zilla comes in, he's going to have to go to NXT. Which I do think Zilla should go NXT anyway. He's really good though, but he should go NXT and make a name for himself down there. But yeah, it's an interesting one. There wasn't a brand split the whole time. There was there though, in terms of like sticking to the brand. So moving on from there, the main event. John Cena, Randy Orton. I was entertained watching the match. Yeah, I was entertained. Oh shit! Got freaking 1 second, guys. Sorry, got another stream in a bit. I was entertained watching this match. It was yeah, Morris said it right. It's better than John Cena versus Cody, but it's not hard to be better than that match. I didn't. It's very hard to know what they're going to do in this match in terms of like, okay, the wrestling was fine in it. The wrestling was fine. There was too many finishes though. Like I mentioned this before the match started, didn't I? That I said you can't have Cody. I mean John Cena be given a finisher every week and it knocks him out completely to the point where like the show finishes and he's flattened. But then when we get to a match, when he takes the finisher, he just gets straight back up. So there's a lot of like RKOs, attempted RKOs, and AAs and attempted AAs, and people doing each other's moves to them, and a reversal RKO, and then tables, and then attempted punts, but no one hits the punt. And yeah, listen, the match was good. The match was good, but like comparing it to Cody and Cena isn't how we should be viewing it. It should be on a standalone, and on a standalone, it was just good. But there is bits to it. The context is John Cena and Randy Orton's probably last match together. So just for the fact that they were in there, added a bit of star quality. None of us expected Randy to win anyway. All of us expected R-Truth to have some part in it. So we really just expected everything that we got. It's just that the match was better than it was. We had referees being knocked out for 15 minutes at a time. Yeah. Basically, the finish of the match ended exactly the same as Cody won with a belt shot to the head. But we had John Cena. At one point, John Cena went to punt Randy. That was quite funny. And then we had the Randy Orton about to punt John Cena, and then R-Truth slides into the ring and says, "No, Randy, don't do it." It kind of brushes R-Truth away, and then yeah, don't really work out for him. Gets low blowed by John Cena. Title to the head. Boom. 1, 2, 3. John Cena wins the match. The weirdest part of this was just before that happened, which I have to let you not know, and I've been watching wrestling my whole life, and I could be wrong. I've never seen when a ref gets knocked out, not purposely by the way, an accident. I've never seen the whole of the production team come out to help this referee. It's never happened, bro. It's never happened. Like Aldous came out, Davari came out, Hurricane Helms came out, some geezer with a yellow tie from Sky Sports came out. J&J Security was there. Nothing made sense, but you knew that it was all planned for Randy Orton to snap and give everyone an RKO, which we've seen him do already loads of times, and we've seen him RKO Nick Aldis again. Now, don't give me Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis at this point. I don't care about it anymore. I did about a month ago. Now I don't care. I don't give a shit anymore. So he RKO'd everyone. It was a good moment, a good spot, whatever. But yeah, he started hearing voices, I guess. And then we finishes. John Cena grabs the mic. He says something and says, "Drink it in," and then we move on. And then we get Lee Fitting and Triple H's name come up at the bottom of the screen in different writing. By the way, they added a bit of red to it this time. Yeah, bro. Listen. I'm telling you, bro. I couldn't give a shit about Nick Aldis and Randy now. It's already gone too far for me. What's he gonna say this time? Because last time he said I paid a fine in advance. So now what's Nick Aldis gonna say? I'm not taking your fine. You, me, Saturday night main event, middle of the ring. I'll just say no. I don't want to. So, but what culminated after this, which is quite funny, because me and Morris were speaking about this before the show, and Morris wasn't listening to me about the times, and I said to him that it had the show on, and I knew it was going to be around 3 hours, and it had the conference booked for 4 o'clock in it. So when I finished here, I do my editing, and then I normally watch the press conference while I'm doing it. So obviously they had this planned already. WWE, I'm just gonna let you know that, like, you're not. The company is amazing. It's amazing, globally amazing, but your creative is not as good as you think it is. Do you think that most people stayed up to watch the press conference, bro? In fact, don't answer that question. I'll tell you the answer. The answer's no, because you can see the numbers on YouTube of who's watching it. And I didn't see the numbers say 1.2 million people were watching it. You know what I'm saying? So, we get the press conference. Press conference is decent with people speaking on there. I actually thought some of the stuff on the press conference was kind of insightful. Jacob Fatu on there and stuff like that. Then we get John Cena. And John Cena comes out all somber because when he's leaving, I did like this from John, when he was leaving the ring, the fans were saying, "Thank you, Cena," innit? And he had this look on his face, which is fine because he's still in character of like, damn, have I made a mistake? But then he leaves anyway. You get to the press conference, he comes out, he apologizes toward the journalist and says, "Listen, the last couple of press conferences I've been a bit off with yous and stuff. I've done a mic drop, I've left. It's only right that if I'm going to be champion, I should do my job properly. So I'm here to take any and all questions going forward." R-Truth turns up in the press conference. Bear in mind, this has killed me. John Cena didn't interact with R-Truth at ringside when even though R-Truth helped him in the match. Like, oh, John Cena, you're my dog, man. I just want to let you know that, like, you've always been my guy. I've never turned my back, and you're my childhood hero. And then John Cena's damn near breaking character because he's laughing. And then he's like, oh, I just want to let you know, like, even though everyone else said that you suck and stuff like that. And then randomly, John Cena's just like, hey, be careful what you're saying, Ron. Say one more word and there's going to be consequences. And then R-Truth goes, then he gets up and gives him the meatiest AA for a table you've ever seen. And because the table has like the cloth over it, it's like there's no impact at all. Brother, I'm just gonna say this, innit? Not obviously this isn't completely true, but I'm on about because of what level of the card it is and who it is and all that. This is up there with the worst WWE spots I've ever seen in my life. This is up there with the gobbledygooker coming out the egg, bruv. What? This is up there with Shockmaster. What did they expect everyone to do? Like, everyone in the press conference is in there breaking kayfabe, bruv. So when you put something over a table, you didn't get, like, screams. Oh, my God, John. Nothing. Nothing. Because obviously, if you're trying to do... This is what I'm saying about the stupid press conferences, bro. Like, is the press conference kayfabe or not kayfabe? Is it a mix of both? You don't know. And if it is a mix of both, then you might want to plant some journalists in there that are going to go along with stuff because literally there was no reaction to the fact that he just AA'd your beloved R-Truth through a table that everybody loves. And then R-Truth just rolls around. Then we just go back to Big E and all that in the studio. What are we doing? And then Raw, whenever John Cena is going to have to explain himself of why he did that to R-Truth, and then I've seen already online R-Truth said, "Oh, John Cena didn't mean to do that. It was an accident." We're gonna end up with John Cena versus R-Truth, bro. And like I said this 4 months ago, R-Truth John Cena, but I wanted it in a certain way, innit? Like he was. I thought that if John Cena was gonna AA him for a table, you should have beat him up at ringside. You should have after you won the match. Held the title in the air and grabbed the mic. When you grabbed the mic, R-Truth should have came in the ring and said, "Yo, you're my hero. I know I shouldn't have got involved in your match, but I just wanted you there." Then John Cena should have kicked R-Truth in the balls, hit him in the head with the title, blooded him up, leave him in the middle of the ring. It should have finished with John Cena on the top rope, R-Truth in the middle of the ring bleeding, and Paul Levesque and Lee fitting on the screen, bruv. Then it should have faded to black. Then it should have been John Cena's not coming to the press conference. What are we doing? What? It's the worst spot you've seen, bro. Man said, "Ron, say one more word. There's gonna be quantity." But I think that it would have been better if you punched him. Punch him at England on a cloth table in front of people that want to ask about the Waffle House and that. Oh my God, my name's Jamie from House of Wrestling. So today, how did you feel out there with the crowd getting behind you as such? Yeah, I thought I always do. But did you feel a little different feeling? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! It ain't real. If you go to that press conference, you might just ask kayfabe questions, bro. Do you think that the influence you had on today will solve world hunger? Shut the fuck up, bro. Just kayfabe the shit out of it. Get out of here, man. Mark my words, bro. We're getting R-Truth and John Cena next, bro. Because obviously, Cody's going to come back and just say it, act like nothing happened. Randy's not going to fight John Cena again. Or we're going to get Randy Orton versus R-Truth. Brother. Diabolical booking. Now that the dust has settled, this backlash is winding me up more than it did before, bro. Because I finished the show going, the matches were decent. Pat McAfee or Gunther was stupid, but at least the matches were decent. Now, because they added the press conference thing onto the end, made the show worse for me. I'm telling you, Morrison's right. Saturday night, mate. I'm telling you, bro. We're getting R-Truth versus John Cena, and it ain't gonna be the way I want it to be, bro. Because John Cena and R-Truth fought before. Like when he fought him before, like John Cena, Capital Punishment, and John Cena was struggling, bro. You get me? That was a different R-Truth. But now R-Truth's the clowny one. You gotta build a story different. You gotta beat the crap out of him. Fuck, I'm not, bro. I told you that already. Don't ask me about Saturday Night Main Event when it comes up. Don't ask me about no damn watch along in it. The most I'm gonna do is turn my camera on, watch it myself, and then if the show was good, I'll clip it and throw it online. Don't ask me about no watch along, bro. Don't ask me, bruv. Saturday Night Main Event. You can't even get Backlash right. Not to mention, then you want to give us Money in the Bank and the Worlds Collide on the same day, brother. Let me just tie you in about Money in the Bank. Cause stop the foolishness right now, bro. There's a select few people that should be winning that Money in the Bank, bruv. Braun Breaker, bruv. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to say, bruv. You got a couple of options. Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Anyone apart from those mean nothing, bruv. It don't make any damn sense. Don't do it. Maybe Drew McIntyre, but it's not the point. Don't do it. That's it. That's it. Fucking Money in the Bank, bruv. And then as for the women, don't even get me started. I don't even know which woman should win the Money in the Bank, bro. Oh, yes, I do. Naomi. That's the only name it should be. Naomi, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, Naomi. Naomi, Alexa Bliss. Bliss, Naomi. Maybe Bianca Belair, but it's not the point. That's it. Exactly. They should be on separate days. But you want to split your audience? Continue. The numbers will show that I'm right, and they will be wrong. I promise you, the numbers will show that I'm right. They always do, bruv. Anywho, I've been your boy Hugo the Savage. I'm going over to Ensman TV right now. He's streaming, so head over there. If you watch football, you might as well go over there and have a conversation. He's already live, by the way, so you know what I mean. Just tell him that I sent you when you get there. Just put Savage in the chat or Run in the chat. But yeah, that was the Backlash review, the aftermath. Also, obviously got videos coming up in the week. Got Raw review. Oh my god, the Raw review show. Damn it, man. Raw review show tomorrow. Some clips throughout the week, some pre-recorded videos, maybe a Savage Talks on Thursday. Obviously, Friday we got, well, Saturday we got whatever. At some point in the week, Hugo Online will do a stream as well. So we got content coming up the whole time. Football season's done in like 2 weeks as well. So now I can move that away. And then that time can be dedicated to the wrestling channel and Hugo Online. Anyway, again, before we leave, RIP Sabu every single time. Absolute legend. You get me? And yeah, man, he's like been amazing, bro. But we'll be back. Don't get twisted. WWE Backlash, man. WWE Backlash. Goddamn shame, bro.